In the year 20X in South Korea, an ordinary day turns into a very tense day when a mysterious dungeon suddenly appears, unleashing a horde of monsters that plunged humanity into chaos and fear. Amidst the panic, a woman fleeing for her life stumbles, only to face a towering monster with a huge axe ready to strike. As despair looms, hope appears in the form of hunters, individuals endowed with the ability to combat these creatures and utilize the resources they produce, ushering in an era of prosperity known as the Hunter World. Our protagonist, Yuga, is at the Hunters Association to sign up. She is guided by a woman who is surprised by her classification as working class, a rarity in her experience. The woman calls out to Yuga, asking about any skills or traits she possesses, which she humbly admits she has none. Later at the Hunter store in Seoul Sector 7, customers enter and Yuga, the shopkeeper, greets them warmly. The atmosphere at the Hunter store was bustling with activity as customers browsed the shelves full of essential hunter equipment and supplies. Yuga, known for his friendly demeanor, assisted each customer with enthusiasm, ensuring they found what they needed for their expedition into the dangerous dungeons scattered throughout the city. In this new world, shaped by uncertainty and opportunity, Yuga and others like her navigate the challenges of becoming hunters, driven by the promise of prosperity and the duty to protect humanity from the threat of monsters emerging from the dungeons. Inside a bustling Hunter store in Seoul Sector 7, customers wander around, perusing shelves filled with potions and supplies essential for dungeon expeditions. Among them, a man approached the counter, asking for a potion. A curious woman recognized him and innocently asked if he was a person classified as working class, to which the man nodded in agreement. Intrigued, the woman pressed further, questioning how he could survive without hunting skills. Her investigation is interrupted by the man accompanying her, who apologizes for his lack of tact, admitting that he often fails to read social cues. Despite the awkwardness, Yuga assures them that it's okay and understands her curiosity is harmless. She then helped the man select herbs, explaining that she was gathering resources rather than actively hunting due to her lack of specialized skills. The conversation shifted when the man chided the woman for her persistence, but the woman defended herself, asserting that there was no harm in asking. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed throughout the shop, drawing their attention to a vehicle speeding outside. Curiosity mixed with concern as they observed the chaotic scene unfolding on the street. The unexpected interruption momentarily halted their discussion, leaving them momentarily transfixed by the events unfolding outside the safety of Hunter's shop. Inside the bustling Hunter's store, the conversation between the woman and the man continued, discussing the recent events, namely, the opening of a third-rank dungeon somewhere, evidenced by the arrival of a panzer and an ambulance. The man expressed his desire to explore such a dungeon and hoped to have the opportunity to participate. However, the woman bluntly said that their abilities were insufficient, making the man retort in an angry tone, unaware that Yuga was listening nearby. After the customers finished shopping, Yuga politely thanked them for visiting the store. He reflected on his situation, a hunter who woke up 5 years ago, with a unique class called laborers. Yuga, however, had no skills or traits that would allow her to join the others in exploring the dungeons. Knowing his limitations, he resigned himself to the role of gathering resources in the back. He understood the appeal of Rank 3 dungeons, which were abundant with valuable resources that could significantly improve his prospects. However, he had no illusions about being invited to participate in such a venture. His unique class seemed to limit him to a supporting role, far from the front lines where hunters battled monsters and reaped rewards. As she tidied up the shelves and prepared for the next wave of customers, Yuga pondered her future in the world of hunters, where those who were strong thrived on skill and opportunity, while others like her navigated on the fringes, making the best of their situation. After a company or guild completed a dungeon, Yuga diligently collected the remaining resources and sold them. A task that no one else noticed, but enough to support her passion for reading old books. One day, as she was engrossed in one of the books, time unknowingly passed by. Yawning from exhaustion, he pondered whether the complexity of the book had made him sleepy. His eyelids drooped, and soon he was fast asleep at the table. Unexpectedly, the book emitted a bright light that enveloped her, transporting her to an unfamiliar place. Startled awake by a leaf landing on her forehead moments later, Yuga panicked and surveyed her surroundings, confused as to where she had ended up. Standing up carefully, she questioned if this was just a dream, pinching herself to make sure it was real as she felt the pain. She then pondered whether this might be an illusion, prompting her to check her status window for clues. The eerie silence of the forest around her adds to her unease as she struggles to make sense of her sudden relocation. Unsure if she should explore further or stay put, Yuga's mind is filled with questions about how she got there and what awaits her in this mysterious new environment. He accessed his status window, which showed that he was at level 1 with health 80, vitality 70, essence endurance 7, agility 8, strength 8, talent 9, physique 80, and poison 80. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary, he observed the eerie forest, devoid of animal sounds and shrouded in thick fog, limiting his visibility to scattered branches carrying storm-tossed fruits. Out of curiosity, he examined the unfamiliar fruits, attracted by their unusual appearance. The system then identified the fruit as a level 1 aether herb, capable of negating the ether consumption of all skills for 10 seconds. Yuga was amazed by the plant's description, questioning its authenticity. She wondered if such a powerful herb really existed in the strange environment she had found. Considering her next move, Yuga considered whether to collect more mysterious herbs or explore further into the silent, mist-shrouded forest. She felt a mixture of fear and curiosity about this unfamiliar world and the potential discoveries it held. With no clear direction, he decided to remain cautious and observant, hoping to find more clues about where he was and how he could return to the world he knew. He marveled at the aether herb's ability to negate ether consumption for 10 seconds. Very important for hunters who relied on aether as fuel for their skills, whose potency varied according to skill strength. Regretting not having brought a bottle to extract the herb's essence, he scanned his surroundings and saw a leaf living on a tree that looked unnatural compared to the surrounding trees. Concerned for the leaf's health, he took some water and gently watered the small tree. Satisfied with her impromptu act of kindness, she stood up, hoping the water would be enough to sustain the tree. Suddenly, a system notification popped up, revealing that he had obtained the level 1 plant amiability skill and the level 1 blessing XXX. Surprised by this unexpected reward for his simple gesture, he could not believe that he had acquired the skill and trait after 5 years of hard work without such recognition. Filled with newfound excitement and curiosity, he pondered the implications of this discovery. Could this strange forest hold more secrets and opportunities for him? Eager to explore further and uncover more about her newfound abilities, she decides to continue her journey with renewed hope and determination. Little did she know, this encounter would mark the beginning of an incredible adventure beyond anything she could have imagined. After watching the small tree's roots eat the large tree behind him, he found himself suddenly back at the shop, confused by the sudden shift. While looking around, he tried to pass it off as a dream, but the sensation of dirt left on his hands confused him. Could it be that he was sleepwalking? He reasoned that there was no dirt around the shop and dismissed the idea. Despite his doubts, he couldn't shake the feeling that the forest and the mysteries it held were more than just a dream. Determined to test his theory, he decided to sleep again, hoping to return to the enigmatic forest. Giving up on sleep, he was once again drawn into the pages of the book. Awakening as expected, he found himself back in the forest, though he realized that the forest had expanded, the once thick fog now disappearing. Curiosity and wonder filled her as she explored further. The forest seemed to hold more secrets than she realized. This experience drives his determination to uncover the truth behind these strange occurrences and the new abilities that arise from his interactions with the forest. With each step deeper into the forest, he felt both anticipation and apprehension, unsure of what revelations awaited him next but eager to know more about the world that had unexpectedly drawn him in. He consoled himself with the idea that the forest might be a dungeon that could be accessed through sleep, though it was still a novelty. When he inspected the small tree he was nurturing, he was astonished to find a first-rate sun apple growing on the tree behind him. This apple, which was rarely found even in high-level dungeons, increased the healing potential of health potions by 20% and reduced their duration to 80%. This revelation surprised him greatly, considering health potions were already rare and were crucial in healing wounds, usually only offering 10% maximum health. But above 20% additional healing, the healing time decreased. Looking around, he saw many sun apples hanging from the surrounding trees. The prospect of combining these apples with the ether potion liquid to create a potent potion fascinated him. However, he hesitated, pondering the ethics of taking them and how he could hide them on his body. Still shaken by the surprising appearance of the dimensional bag, he carefully examined it. Its sudden appearance left him surprised and a little worried. However, realizing its potential use for transporting the sun apple and the aether potion liquid, he decided to accept it gratefully. The pouch seemed to appear just as he was contemplating how to carry the precious resources he had found. Taking a moment to compose himself, he marveled at the strange turn of events. The forest around him remained silent, the thick fog adding to the eerie atmosphere. His mind raced with thoughts of how best to utilize the newly discovered tool at his disposal. The dimensional bag, with its mysterious origins and practicality, offered a solution to a problem he had only considered moments before. Deciding to explore further and perhaps find more surprises in the forest, he carefully stored the solar apple and the liquid aether potion inside the pouch. With a newfound sense of purpose, he prepared to venture deeper into the forest, excited to see what other wonders might be there. One day later, at Seoul's famous hunter specialty store in District 7, hunters arrived. Among them, a frustrated hunter demanded to know from the workers if there really were no anti-paralysis potions available. While bowing apologetically, the workers explained that their stock had run out and promised to restock within an hour. Meanwhile, a woman who was panicking about being out of stock urged her colleague to call another branch immediately as they needed her to get into the dungeon within 30 minutes. The man informed her that all the other stores, including the Witch's Cauldron, were also out of stock, so he would try to contact Pyramid next. Just then, her attention was drawn to someone approaching. It was Seo Haijin, known as the Sword Witch. The atmosphere inside the shop changed as people recognized him as the 12th-ranked hunter. Haijin asked the workers to call the manager. Silence fell over the store as everyone watched her. When the manager appeared, he seemed surprised to see her there. He admits that he wasn't expecting Haijin's arrival, and says that he didn't answer his phone. In response, Haijin asked directly about the potion they had discussed the day before. The manager apologized, explaining that although there had been many orders, the potion was still in the process of being prepared. He asked her to wait a little longer, but she insisted that she couldn't delay. She had to finish the preparation in the next 30 minutes to enter the dungeon. Frustrated, she opened her phone map to search for the nearest general store. At the shop, he meticulously mixed the liquids in the bottle, making sure every drop of purified water, undained tears, and aether potion liquid was added without any wasted. Carefully he poured in the solar apple concentrate and stirred it gently. A brilliant light came out of the mixture, leaving him momentarily mesmerized. The system immediately informed him of the great success due to the XXX blessing, giving him the alchemy skill at level 1 and special potions at level 1. Amazed, he pondered the implications of having the alchemy skill, something not even self-proclaimed alchemists often achieved. Moreover, the potion he created reduced aether skill consumption to 0 for 14 seconds and healed 20% of maximum health for 15 seconds. He shook the bottle, marveling at the potency of the potion and the mysterious influence of XXX's blessing that enhanced its effects. As he pondered, the significance of XXX's blessing lingered in his mind. He wondered about its origins and how the potion granted him such extraordinary abilities. Despite his shock, he felt a surge of excitement at the new potential this blessing gave him, imagining the possibilities it could open up in his journey ahead. With a newfound confidence in his abilities, he considered experimenting further with his alchemical talents, eager to explore what else he could accomplish. He stared at the bottle, pondering whether it was wise to sell such a potent potion. The effects seemed almost unbelievable. 0 aether consumption for 14 seconds was an incredible thing. Unsure if anyone would believe such claims, she decided to test it herself before considering selling it. Just then, Haijin entered his shop, and he greeted her warmly, eager to help. He wasted no time, immediately asking for the potion and emphasizing the need for haste. Seeing the special potion he made, the woman asked if it was a health potion. He confirmed it was, but before he could explain further, Haijin interrupted, urging him to explain its effects. Reluctantly, he admits that the potion is not for sale, but Haijin apologizes as he quickly takes the potion, explaining the urgency of the situation. He watches Haijin take the potion, feeling a mixture of curiosity and worry. He wonders if her creation will live up to his expectations, especially given her extraordinary attributes. As he left in a hurry, he hoped the potion would prove effective, inwardly acknowledging the responsibility of offering such a potent potion to an experienced hunter like Haijin. After putting some money on the table, Hein quickly left, instructing her to contact her guild if the amount was insufficient. He attempted to call her, but Hai-jin disappeared so quickly that he was confused, questioning whether he had made the right decision in accepting her payment. Moments later, Hai-jin was seen entering the dungeon and immediately attacked the monster in front of her with a decisive strike. Descending safely, she ran deeper into the dungeon, leaving the defeated monsters in her wake. His team, which was responsible for collecting monster crystals, noted the noticeable difference made by the rank 12 members. One of them pondered whether there was still anything they could contribute, while another acknowledged the comfort of Hai-jin's presence but expressed unease about developing their own skills. While kneeling down to pick up the crystals from the fallen monsters, one of the team members advised the others not to bother Hai-jin and focus on gathering resources secretly. Once they had collected the necessary crystals, he emphasized the importance of understanding Hein's methods. They knew that working alongside a highly ranked hunter required not only efficiency, but also respect for his approach to handling dungeons. In the past, Hai-jin used to invite her team to join the fight, but due to an incident, she became a solo player. One of her teammates, who wanted to know about the incident, was brushed off by Hai-jin, saying that she was unaware of the information as a newcomer. Before any further questions could be asked, Hein suddenly ordered them to flee. Initially confused by his sudden order, their confusion turned to fear when they saw what was in front of them, a human stalker. This highly aversive monster was about the size of an armored car and was famous for its powerful venom, usually found in 4th-level dungeons. A man trembled, wondering aloud why such a formidable creature had appeared here. Hai-jin ran towards the human stalker, repeating his order to retreat. Ignoring her own advice, she leaped into action, conjuring a swarm of magic circles that unleashed a barrage of swords. The swords coalesced into a greatsword that was aimed at the human stalker. However, the creature parried her attack with one claw and retaliated with the other, throwing her firmly to the side. While struggling to stand, Hai-jin realized that the man-stalker was a formidable foe, draining her aether power almost completely. She knew she could only buy time for her team to escape. Normally, she would have relied on Sunyup, but he wasn't there, leaving her to rely on herself. With her eyes closed, she drank the special potion, expecting an unpleasant taste, but it was surprisingly delicious, similar to a refreshing drink. Instantly, he felt a wave of aether flow into him. With renewed confidence, he faced the man-stalker, knowing that the potion would give him strength in battle. Launching himself at the man-stalker, he unleashed a series of attacks with his powerful sword, Rampage, slashing the monster 100 times in a matter of seconds. The man-stalker collapsed under her attacks, defeated and broken into pieces. Hai-jin could not believe her own abilities. Realizing the effects of the potion, she realized that the potion not only healed her, but also negated the consumption of aether. This allowed her to use Rampage for 14 seconds, in stark contrast to the usual 3-second limit. This was a game-changing enhancement provided by the potion, which greatly improved his fighting ability.